With YouTube being the second largest search engine in the world, having your podcast on YouTube can open your podcast to millions of new potential listeners. In this video, we're going to show you exactly how to create a video podcast on the platform. We've seen how Joe Rogan has had so much success from posting his podcast on YouTube, with many of the videos getting millions of views. From the start, Joe has seen the impact a high-quality YouTube recording can have on the growth of a podcast. So we think you should do the same. Now it's hard to record in person, we have software like Riverside.fm to create studio-quality recordings remotely. We created a full video on the steps you need to take to create a high-quality video podcast. But here's a quick summary. You can watch the full video by clicking the card in the top right corner. First of all, get your gear set up, build your set, create your show in Riverside.fm, create a collaborative doc, record your show, download your recording, and then get in to edit your podcast. Building your podcast on YouTube is a whole different beast, as there's a lot that goes into it. You've got to first create high quality content, but then you've got to optimize it for YouTube. That includes adding things such as search terms, thumbnails, timestamps, and more, which we'll touch on later in the video. We'll start off by talking about the branding of your channel. You can grow your channel with people subscribing. This means your videos are more likely to come up in their feed. In order to get people to subscribe, it's good for your branding to be clear when they land on your channel. This means having a consistent design throughout, a profile photo, your channel sections added, a branded banner, and also your about description added. Make sure you set aside some time to ensure this is all set up properly. At a high level, there are 3 different formats you can use on YouTube. You can use it for long form content, such as the full podcast, short form clips, which are those around 3 to 10 minute highlights from your full show, and then live streaming, which is pretty self-explanatory. YouTube is the best medium for taking highlights from your show and breaking it down into these shorter 3 to 10 minute clips that are more digestible for people to watch. You should still upload your full podcast because some people would enjoy to watch the full thing or will play the podcast directly from YouTube with the audio only. However, the real benefit is the additional 5 or so videos you can get from an hour-long podcast episode. You could have a separate channel for clips, but this is probably more work than is required at this stage. Alternatively, use a playlist to break them down into your main show and clips. Live streaming is just another string to your YouTube bow and can be a great way to engage your audience. And this can be done directly through Riverside.fm. As I mentioned earlier, YouTube is a different beast. So here's an upload checklist to make sure your video podcast is optimized for YouTube. We use this for our Riverside videos. Have a captivating title. This is what entices people in. Don't use something like my podcast name, episode 32, clip 3. Thumbnail. Equally, if not more important than your title. A visually appealing image is the eye candy for people to click on your video. Description. Explain what your video is in a good amount of detail. You have up to 5,000 characters here. Make sure to include keywords that help you leverage YouTube as a discovery channel. Remember that YouTube is owned by Google, so some of the search engine architecture is in here. Tags. Tag your video with keywords. These are the search terms that you want to rank for. Hashtags. This will put your video into categories that people can subscribe to or follow. Add 2 or 3 to your video. Subtitles. Hopefully you get your podcast transcribed, but having subtitles can seriously help your video with accessibility, which YouTube will favour. Timestamps. Help your audience navigate through the important parts of the video with time codes, like on this one. Subscribe card. You can add little cards in the top right of the video that links to other videos and website links. The end screen. At the end of the video, you can link to another video and have a subscribe module. Also, pin a comment to ask viewers a question that invites engagement. Read and reply to every comment you can. Ask questions to get those engagements. The final piece of the puzzle is keeping your audience engaged. Another benefit of using YouTube for your podcast is being able to have conversation with your viewers about the content of the podcast. This is something you can't really do on podcast directories, so take advantage of it on YouTube. Finally, it's time to work on promoting your YouTube channel to grow it. Although YouTube has a fantastic discoverability mechanism, sharing across your other channels will help your existing audience find your videos. You can embed your YouTube videos onto your website with the subscribe link. While this step is optional, it makes sense to direct your website or blog audience to your YouTube presence. You can also use the short clips to promote on other social media to guide people to your YouTube channel. Posting your podcast to YouTube as the second biggest search engine has immense benefits and opens you up to millions of potential audience for your show. However, it is a different beast, so you need to optimize the videos so YouTube rank them. As always, we want to hear from you. Do you watch any podcasts on YouTube? If so, link them. Or do you produce a podcast on YouTube? We want to see that too. We're going to be producing a bunch more videos on this YouTube channel about podcasting, video interviews, and more. So if you want to learn more about starting and growing a podcast, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss an episode. Thanks for watching.